just you can take some few more problems based on that to calculate a degree of freedom. So you can practice these problems. Okay, so there are different shapes and different types of higher pair, lower pairs. According to that, you can solve the problem. Okay, so you just try to solve this problem. These are the different types of problems you can see. Okay, so you just try to solve by yourself so that you learn how to calculate the degrees of freedom. So just I given some examples there, you can solve this. Okay. Okay, so we'll come to next part, redundant links. So this all problems I will post in the Google Classroom with the assignment number, and you can upload there with the scanning all these problems there. Okay, so I'll be uploading in 1 or 2 days. You can see Google Classroom for the assignment. So not wait much here to just note down. You can later take this. So next we'll go with the redundant type of links. So a type of special problems when you solve with the degree of freedom. Okay, so sometimes a system may have one or more links which do not introduce any extra constant. Okay, so that is it will not give any constant to that. The extra link will be there, but it will not make any impact on the entire mechanism. Okay, so that is known as a type of redundant link. So such links are known as redundant links and should not be counted to find the degree of freedom. So they should not be counted. For example, you can see in the mechanism of a figure below there. Okay, so it is having 5 links, and but the function of the mechanism is not affected even if any one link, any one of the links that is from 2 or 4 or 5 are removed. Suppose you remove 4, it will not make any impact. The motion will be same. If you remove 2 also, there will not be any impact. If you remove 5 also, there will not be any impact. Okay, so thus the effective number of links in the case is 4. Even there are 5 links, even if you remove one link, it will not matter at all. Okay, and only there will be 4 turning pairs there, and thus have only one degree of freedom. So even there are 5 links shown there, it will be nothing but a type of only 4 links, because in the all the both the figure you can see there, if you remove 2, 4, 5, any one link from 2, 4, 5, it will not make any impact on that. Okay, so this type of things are known as redundant links. Okay, then sometimes one or more links of the mechanism can be moved without causing any motion to the rest of the links of the mechanism. So such a link is said to be redundant degree of freedom. Okay, so the redundant link you have seen now. So in the same way, when the redundant link is there, so that time you can get such a link will have the redundant degree of freedom. So thus in a mechanism, it is necessary to recognize such links prior to investigate the degree of freedom of the whole mechanism. So you can see the figure below, this figure. So that the roller 3 here, top one, can rotate about its axis without causing any movement to the rest of the mechanism. So thus the mechanism represents a redundant degree of freedom. So in the case of mechanism possessing some redundant degree of freedom, the effective degree of freedom is given by the equation, this equation. So same equation, F equal to 3n minus 1 minus 12 minus h, just an addition is of minus Fr. Okay, that Fr is nothing but the number of redundant degree of freedom, that is now as this example. Okay, with the camp pair here, so its degree of freedom must be found by Grubler's criteria only. So just you have to use one more minus Fr. Okay, in other mechanisms where it is not affecting, Fr is treated as 0, but here you just have to take Fr. So here you can see in this problem, special problem, other things are same. So 4 links are there here, and you get The lower pairs has 3, that is 1 here, 2 and 3 joints there, and then the higher pair is here 1 with point contact, and then you can see that a extra redundant link is used here, FR. So minus 1 is been treated here. So this type of consideration is taken as a redundant degree of freedom. So you have to take minus 1 extra. Same way in the second problem here. In this, you can see this figure. So this is again a type of redundant, because this is not going to give any type of effect on this entire mechanism. So one link, if it is there, it is not going to oscillate in this direction. So in this case also you have to take FR. So again 3n minus 1 minus 2l minus h minus this FR you have to take. So same way you have to calculate using the same equation, just a redundant degree link you have to take here. Okay, so these are the special problems. So these two problems considered as special problems. So that will be for redundant links. Yes.
Which one is FR, sir? This one?
No, FR is extra taken there, not in this case. This is a redundant link is taken when there is not giving, if a link, one link is not there, it will not give any effect on the entire mechanism. Just to go through this. Okay. So it is not, means it will not be affecting any of the one link. If it is removed, it will not affect the entire system. So that time what you have to do, you can just go and take on minus 1 FR extra one, and take just minus FR you can put. So in this two special problems you can use this. Okay, that's why I given both the problems here. Okay, so whenever these two problems are there, you have to use the redundant type of links. Yes.
Sir, in previous figure, sir.
Yes.
Previous one, sir. Previous one.
Yes.
Sir, in this if we remove third link, sir, it will affect, no, sir.
See, read it. What I am telling: 2, 4, and 5. Either 2 or 4 or 5 are removed. So if 2 is removed, this will not have constraint. Okay, it will be same. Even 4 is removed, 2 and 5 will be having the support. It will not make any impact. If 5 is removed, 2 and 4 support always will be there. So it will not make any impact. Only between 2, 4, and 5. Not I am telling about 1 and 3, which is fixed here, and the top I am not considering. I am mostly considering 2, 4, and 5. So 1, if it is removed, will not make any impact. So number of links in this case, it can be considered as 4 links. So it becomes extra redundant link. Okay. So these are special problems. Just for your understanding, just I have just shown you both the figures. Okay. So you just understand these two figures. I am not giving you more example on this. So you should understand. So just I given extra comparison between both the figures here. Okay. So these are the special problems. Next we'll come to the inversions of mechanism. Okay, in inversions of mechanism, how it is to be treated is that any link can be fixed and another link can be given some motion to the other links, and you can change the link position and you can give something different type of inversions there. Okay, so I'll just see different type of inversion for 4-bar mechanism first. So you can see the 4-bar mechanism shown in the figure. So you know how the 4-bar mechanism is there, A, B, C, A, B, and this one O2, B, C, and O4. You can see there. So 4-bar means having 4 links. Okay, and it is going to oscillate from that O2B and O4C, that is going to rotate in the circular direction with O2 and O4 as the center points. Okay, so in the mechanism shown in the figure, so in which one of the links of a kinematic chain is fixed, okay, that becomes you can type of inversion there, and different mechanisms can be obtained by fixing different links of the same kinematic chain. So these are called inversions of the mechanism. So by changing the fixed link, the number of mechanisms which can be obtained is equal to the number of links. Excepting the original mechanism, all other mechanisms will be known as the inversion of the original mechanism. So the inversion of a mechanism does not change the motion of its links relative to each other. Okay. So what is this? Nothing but if we in the other problems you have seen only you are fixing the first link, right? You fix O2, O4 and give motion to the other links, that is 2, 3, 4. Okay, but if you fix the link O to B now, if link 2 is fixed and you make oscillation to other, the it will be another type of inversion. Okay, if you fix link 3, that is BC, and give motion to these other two links, okay, then you get different in next inversion. And suppose you fix C to O4 and this fourth link is fixed and you give motion to other three, again that will be another inversion. Okay, so what it does means you get different types of motion. I will show you all the different types possible. So this is the first introduction to inversion. So in a 4-bar mechanism, that is 4-bar chain, so one of the most useful and most common mechanisms is the 4-bar linkage, and in this mechanism the link which can make a complete rotation is known as crank. So you can see this link number 2 is known as crank, and the link 4 which is going to oscillate is known as a rocker or a lever. Okay, so this is crank and this is rocker. You first understand the names for this. So crank, this is fourth one is rocker, and the support between 2 and 4, that is between crank and rocker, the link is known as the coupler. Okay, and base frame is known as this is the first link is known as nothing but frame. Okay, so frame, then this one is a crank, this one is the coupler, and this one is the rocker. Okay, so this is the 4-bar chain. Now we will see different inversions possible. So you can see this figure. In this figure you can understand how different inversions of 4-bar can be considered. Okay, so you can see the first one like normal consideration. The base frame first is link 1 is fixed here, and then this is made to oscillate in this rotation manner. So this is going to oscillate, and again this point from this here also there will be oscillation. Whereas in second figure you can see the another part, that is the top side, this is made at fixed and is going to oscillate in this direction. So it will become a reverse. A and B become this just opposite of this, reverse. Now you can see the different change now when you fix this link, that is shown here in the figure with P. Okay, if you if you fix link S here in this case, what happens? So S is going to be fixed from here, and this is going to oscillate in this direction. So this one is big circular motion you can see, and from this center again you can see one more path. So it is going to be fixed here and others is going to oscillate. Okay, and in the figure D you can see here P is fixed here, and again you can see the motion which is obtained here like this, the arc you can see there. So from this point the arc you can see the motion, and from this center as the center you can see another motion. Okay, so these are the different inversions possible for 4-bar chain. Okay, so basically if you understand this first and this A and B figure, so almost similar type of motion, just it is just reverse, but anyway the motion remains same. But here you can see the motion is a little bit different in these two figures. Okay, so we will see how these things can be done. So in the we take the first type of thing like a crank rocker mechanism. So in crank rocker mechanism what will happen? So either link 1 or link 3 is fixed, and link 2 is made to rotate completely, and then link 4 is going to oscillate. You can see the figure. So here O2B is going to rotate complete cycle, complete rotation, and when this link is rotated, this is going to push from here, and the point C first come initial position from the extreme position as to C dash, and this extreme position to C double dash. So this is going to rotate and this is going to oscillate only at this portion. So this will complete entire rotation, but this will complete only the arc. Only the maximum arc will be from C dash to C double dash. Okay, so which example suits with this is a car wiper mechanism. Okay, you have seen the car wiper. So what will happen? The rotary motion is again converted to the only you can see it will not only slide with a certain motion in the car wiper. So if this is attached to the link there in the car wiper, you can see it is only washes the screen only in the limited portion, only this angle. So you can see it will move only up to this angle C to C dash. So like that arrangement can be done. So for this you should first learn how to design the linkages. Okay, so if this is the, if you want to change the alteration, you can change the dimension of the link. If you reduce it, this becomes enlarged. If you reduce the link size of this, automatically the area will be different, swept area will be different. So like this you can change the parameters. So according to your application, you can change the type of dimension of the links. So this is the type of crank rocker mechanism. Next you can see the next inversion. You can see that this is a drag link mechanism. So here what happens, the link 2 is fixed. In the normal mechanism, 4-bar mechanism, if link 2 is fixed, that is crank itself. Okay, so if link 2 is fixed and both links 1 and 4 make complete rotation but with the different velocities, so you can see this becomes a drag link mechanism. You can see O2, O4 it now at the bottom, this one is taken here, and from this case you can see the motion for this entire rotation is there for this. So B becomes to B dash here, and also from the up to here. So this is having the entire rotation, and from C point moves up to C, C dash, and also up to C dash, C double dash also, so entire rotation. So if this is going to oscillate and this is also going to oscillate in the entire motion. I will show you the animation after this, so you will understand more clearly. Then this is known as a double crank mechanism. So this is one of the type of drag link mechanism where links 1 and 3 are equal and parallel, and also 2 and 4 are also equal and parallel. You can see this this all a type of parallelogram. So if 2 and this one 4 are equal and 3 and 1 both are equal, and even the links are also equal in length and they are parallel. Okay, so this is known as a double crank mechanism. Then the next one, last one, double rocker mechanism. Okay, so in this mechanism the link 4 is fixed now and link 2 makes a complete rotation, whereas link 3 and 4 oscillate. Okay, so that is figure D, this one. So this is the last one. So this is known as a double rocker mechanism. So these all inversions can be possible by using the Grashoff's law. So according to the Grashoff's law, for a 4-bar mechanism, the sum of the shortest and the longest links link lengths should not be greater than the sum of the remaining 2 links link lengths if there is to be continuous relative motion between the 2 links. So what you have to design in such a way that you have to consider the sum of the shortest and the longest link. Suppose in 4 links, which is the shortest length you have to see and which is the longest length you have to see. So suppose in this figure you can see this, if this is the shortest, 4 is shortest and this one is 3 is the longest. So 3 and 4 addition you have to do, and in that you have to check that it should not be greater than the sum of remaining other 2. Okay. So in that case, the if there is to be continuous relative motion, this has to be obeyed. Okay, otherwise this Grashoff's law will not be obtained, and the mechanism is not to get any motion for that, and it will not be considered as the proper 4-bar mechanism construction with respect to inversion. Okay, so a very important consideration in designing a mechanism is to ensure that the input crank makes a complete revolution relative to the other links. So the mechanism in which no link makes a complete revolution will not be useful. So in a 4-bar chain, one of the links is in particular the shortest link will make a complete revolution relative to other 3 links if it satisfies the Grashoff's law. Okay, so let us see some animation based on this. I will minimize it. Can you see the screen? I'll just stop it. Okay. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just see that. So you can see the shortest link here is this one, and this is going to oscillate in complete rotation. And this, if this is rotation is complete, you can see only there is a oscillation in this manner. Okay, I'll just play it once again. So you can see the shortest link, this one, if it is considered as link 2, this is going to oscillate in entire circular motion, full rotation, and here when the longest you can see this link, that is link number 4 in this case, it is going to oscillate only in this range of angle. Okay, so this type of thing can be used in car wiper mechanism. They will only oscillate only in this manner. Okay, so this is the one of the type of inversion. Okay, next we'll see one more. So you can see now. So can you tell me which type of inversion is this? See. Now you can see the this one AD point here. It is both. You can see this is completely fixed, and you can see entire rotation. That is CD is getting the entire revolution, whereas AB is also having the entire rotation, but at different velocities, right? We just studied this link. Which inversion is this?
Double crank mechanism.
Okay, which link is this? You can see this option. That's a drag link. Drag link you can see there. I'll just share the presentation. See here, drag link. Just now you see, seen this drag link mechanism. Can you see the screen? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you can see this. What will happen here? O2, O4, they are make it as fixed here, and they are given the entire rotation to the link 2. So O2B is going to rotate entirely with this motion, and here O4C entire rotation will be there, but both with the different velocities. Okay. So the same is shown in this video. So I'll play it once again so that you will understand more clearly. You can just see this. Can you see the video?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just see there. So you see the entire motion, circular entire rotation of this entire links. So you get a different same 4-bar mechanism used, but for different applications. So for the different application you can use this. In the earlier case only one rotation and the other part is only oscillates, but here both can move in the entire rotation. So for the different applications you can use this. Next we'll see one more. Okay, I'll just share. Now see, now tell me this, which one is this?
Double reversal.
Double crank mechanism.
Double crank mechanism.
Hmm?
Double crank mechanism.
Just I'll play once again, you just see.
Double rocker mechanism.
So it's crank rocker mechanism, sir.
Hmm?
Crank rocker mechanism.
Crank rocker mechanism. Huh? Okay, just present it once again, just see the presentation screen. Can you see the screen?
No, sir.
Oh. Now?
Yes, sir.
See, compare now with the video shown there. What can be the inversion? Whether it is a crank rocker
Double-
mechanism or drag link or double crank or double rocker.
Double rocker.
Double rocker.
Okay, just we'll see one more video, then you will understand clearly. See this one. Can you see this video?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you tell me what type of inversion can be this? So this entire small link is having complete rotation, whereas this one link number 4 or the rocker part is only oscillates. Okay, so we have to remember with respect to name. So I told you, I'll just pause this. So this one is known as nothing but the crank. I told you this is the crank, this is the coupler which is connected, and this one is the rocker. So here only the motion is between the crank and the rocker. Okay, so that becomes the crank rocker. I just see this, only the rotation, entire crank is going to take place, and only the oscillation takes place for the rocker. So in this case you can just compare with respect to the crank rocker mechanism. So crank rocker mechanism, either link 1 or 3 is fixed, and link 2 is made to rotate completely. So link 2 is made to complete rotatively. You can see entire motion is there from O to B, full rotation. So extreme points B dash and B double dash can be seen here, and the link 4, that is rocker, is going to oscillate only with respect to C dash and C double dash. This is the maximum values, you can see that maximum arc which is possible. So this is known as crank rocker. Okay, then in the drag link mechanism, what happens? Here the distance between the O2 and O4 becomes small, and this one is made as fixed. Okay, just link to, I have given the names as for initial position only, that is 1 2 3 4 what I have taken here, but in this case don't confuse that this 2 is fixed here. The figure is just for the consideration what I have shown. This figure will not match with this link numbering. Okay, this I have just shown that link 2 means the crank can be fixed. So this is considered as crank in this case. Okay, as O2 O4, and this shortest link is made, the distance is made as fixed and given the motion to the other part. Okay, so this one is now smallest one as considered as 2 here, and you can see the entire motion take place, rotation takes place from O2 B and then O4 C, full rotation take place. Okay, but with different velocities. So this becomes the drag link. And in double crank what happens? The 1 and 3 or 2 and 4, they are equal and parallel. So both move with the same type of consideration, that is oscillation. You can see the rotation becomes, both will be having the rotation motion. Okay, and the last one, double rocker, also will be same type of things what we have seen for the same thing. So these are the inversions possible. So another, what you see, the last one was about the double crank mechanism what we showed, where only 2 links are going to oscillate, or double rocker also, or where link 4 is there. Okay, so these are the different inversions possible for the 4-bar mechanism. Okay, and it should be obeyed by the Grashof law. Okay, now we'll see the different inversions for 4-bar chain with some application now. Okay, so in this figure you can see the next type of inversion is about the crank and lever mechanism with beam engine. Okay, so beam engine is one of the mechanism, for example, of a crank and lever mechanism, so which consists of 4 links, and you can see the figure at the bottom. Okay, what happens in this? When the crank rotates about the fixed center A, the lever oscillates about the fixed center D. So at the bottom you can see this is going to rotate. So this is the AB, you can see this one, and this is going to rotate in this direction. So when this is rotated, what happens? This entire lever, which is you can see this CDE, the lever, and you can see the CDE. So this entire is connected to this crank here, and this is going to push this link from the help of link 3. Okay, and with the help of this the connection between piston rod in this cylinder, you can see the E point from here, that is connected to the piston rod, which reciprocate due to the rotation of the crank. So this is rotation takes place, and due to link this, this is going to oscillate in this direction. So this is the cylinder. So in another words, you can tell that this purpose is used to convert rotary motion to reciprocating motion. You can see the rotary motion is converted to reciprocating motion, but it is a 4-bar mechanism only. Okay, so how to now you can see a 4-bar mechanism, always you have seen that it can only have the rotary motion. You have seen the other figures now, right? So all are having the rotary motion. So rotary motion, input also, output also, you consider as rotary motion. Okay, but what happens here, you can see in beam engine what they have done, the rotary motion is converted to reciprocating motion, but it is still a 4-bar mechanism. Always you have seen that in a slider crank mechanism, the reciprocating takes place, rotation to reciprocating or reciprocating to rotation. But in beam engine, crank and lever mechanism, you can see this is a inversion of 4-bar mechanism only, but still they have considered the rotary motion into reciprocating motion. So this is the example of beam engine. Okay. So I'll just show the animation about this. Are you able to see the screen? Hello?
No, sir.
You didn't see the screen when I explained about the beam engine?
Yes, sir. Saw, sir. Saw.
Saw. Okay, okay. Just I will show you the animation also. You can just see. Okay, just see the here. This is the model. You can see there what happens. Rotary motion. This one is rotating, and then reciprocating motion in the cylinder part. You can see there. Rotary to reciprocating motion. Beam engine. Okay, I'll just show one more. Can see there. So rotary motion into reciprocating motion, you can see that. Okay, so you saw that the basic concept about the beam engine. So you can convert the NT 4-bar mechanism also to converting from rotary motion to reciprocating motion. So you can see there are different type of links which can use and alter the for different application. Okay, so this is regarding the one of the inversion, that is beam engine. We go to the next one. Next you can see coupling rod of locomotive. So this is an example of double crank mechanism only. So just now we saw double crank mechanism. So mechanism of the coupling rod of locomotive, also known as double crank mechanism, which consists of 4 links as shown there, where you can see the again AD and BC having equal length and act as a cranks, and they are connected to respective wheels. Okay, and the link CD acts as a coupling rod, and the link AB is fixed in order to maintain a constant center to center distance between them. Okay, so this mechanism is meant only through rotary motion to the, again converting the other wheel also to have the rotary motion only. So you can see link 2 and 4, you can CD and C and D both will have the rotation motion of these wheels. Next, about the type of Watt's indicator mechanism, that is a double lever mechanism, also known as a Watt's straight line mechanism. Okay, so you can see in this figure, this is a type of mechanism considered from A, then B, F, D, C. This becomes the entire one link, and this connected with respect to point E. So if this is entire part from A to E is moved from this point to this point, what will happen? This all things becomes B will move to B dash, C will move to C dash, and D will move to D dash, and E will move to E dash. And when this path is there, this cylinder is going to oscillate from this position from P F to F dash. Automatically this will be the straight line distance, that is from you can see this one from E to E dash, it will be a type of straight line that is observed. Okay, so in this case what will happen, all the links you can see noted in the figure there, and the displacement of the link BFD is directly proportional to the pressure of the gas or steam which acts on the indicator plunger. So on any small displacement of the mechanism, the tracing point E at the end of the link CE traces out approximately a straight line. You can see E to E dash, there is a straight line. Okay, and the initial position of the mechanism is shown in the figure by the full lines, whereas the dotted lines show the position of the mechanism when the gas plunger takes place in this manner. You can see. Okay, so this is also types of a straight line mechanism. Okay, so we stop here. So because these all are related to 4-bar mechanism, so today we discussed about inversions for 4-bar mechanism. Okay, so next class we will see inversions of slider crank mechanism. Okay, so you understand the basic concept by seeing the animations video, then it will be more clear how the link is going to oscillate and what type of applications you can do for this. Okay, so you want to ask anything, you can ask me now. Yes, no one wants to ask? Yes, Zair Abbas. Zair Abbas.
Yes, sir.
Yes, any doubts are there?
No, sir.
You understood the things?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Praveen Ambanwar,
Yes, sir.
you understood the things? Any clarification, doubts?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Mallikarjun Kadgeri.
Sir.
Yes, any doubts?
No, sir.
No?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So anyway, this all lectures, video lecture is being uploaded in the Google Classroom. So you can watch it.